Hello Savita ma'am.
Hello.
Siri.
Hi.
Welcome to Gnanotsava.
Thank you.
How are you feeling being here right now?
It's an amazing feeling being here. Being a mother for 23 years, it feels great to be here to share my experiences. Thank you once again.
What about you? How are you feeling?
I always knew that it was important to have a good rapport with parents. I never thought I would be called to talk about it on a podcast, so I think it feels pretty great.
I'm also feeling pretty good having you both here.
Thank
I
you.
feel like the ideal people to have this particular conversation with. To start off, I'd like to know how were your teenage years and how was your mother or your parents when you were growing up?
To begin with, I come from a very humble background, and we are four of us. I have three siblings. The eldest is my brother, and I have two sisters. And my father was the only earning member. Uh, uh, my mother comes from a village background, and due to various reasons she could not pursue her studies, and she had an early marriage. So she thought that it was very important to give good education to all her children, and my parents saw to it that we were well educated, and good education formed the priority. That was the top priority. And though we had a very decent living, we didn't have luxuries. But I must say that we were very happy as children. Small achievements or small milestones were celebrated with a lot of joy, and as a parent, this helped me to set my priorities right, and this also, so I saw to it that again giving good education was very important to my children. And many of us, many parents, we think that giving materialistic pleasures or luxuries or buying things, gifts for them, that is equivalent to joy, but they are only momentary happiness. So I also saw to it that simple milestone and simple achievements were celebrated, and we would spend quality time. These were some of the things that I adapted from, or I adopted from my teenage life, I must say.
Did you ever have moments where you felt that your parents didn't understand you? And how has that helped you in understanding your own daughter?
Yes, all parents are enthusiastic, and my parents were no different. Parents want to enroll their children in all the classes, courses, and they want to, they are very overzealous, and they want their children to have an overall development apart from academics. So my mother also, she was very enthusiastic. She would enroll us, she had enrolled us in music classes, shloka classes. So as children, that during my childhood we didn't have any gadgets, and TV had just come in.
Right.
And after 5 it was just playtime, and we used to have these classes 3 or 4 times in a week. So I would hate going to those classes, though it was with good intention, and half the time myself and my siblings, we would pray that my mother doesn't remember about those classes, and we would sneak and go out and play. So that was one thing that we didn't like, because that was our bonding time with friends, and we would love to play. As a mother, I realized that those things I should not repeat, and I would I had enrolled them only in the courses and classes that they were interested in. And somewhere I feel that we should not leave the dreams, our dreams, through our children. So that is one thing I realized, and this experience of mine as a teenager helped me to make these changes in my parenting.
That's a great approach, ma'am. Being her daughter for the past 19 years, you've also chosen the same career path as she has. How do you find this approach?
I think my mother's approach is very mature and comfortable. Her approach helped me fulfill most of my goals. So,
You find it satisfactory?
yeah.
Nice. When you have something that you really want or something that you really believe in, how do you express that to your parents in a way that helps them understand?
When my mother was studying for MBBS, she took a very different approach to academics, I think. She would spend most of her time studying. However, I strongly believe that extracurricular activities and physical exercise is very important. I also love going out with my friends and spending time with them. I believe that it increases my productivity. So during my midterm exams, I performed well, even though I was engaging in many activities and I had many hobbies. That kind of assured my mother that, I can engage in multiple activities without having my academics take a back seat.
Right, right, right. So assurance went a long way in terms of making your parents feel confident in
Yeah.
whatever you're doing. Nice. Have you ever been in a situation where you had disagreements with your parents?
Disagreements are common in our relationship, but I don't think we've ever had a disagreement adversely affect our relationship. One such incident was on my birthday. So I wanted to go out with my friends at night, and I was traveling by metro, and I chose to wear a party dress that my mother was uncomfortable with. She allowed me to wear that dress only in her presence. So initially, when I didn't get the answer what I wanted, I got upset, but then she was firm about her decision, so I reluctantly changed. Later, during my travel in the metro that night, I understood why she was so firm about her decision, and I realized that if I was in her place, I would probably have done the same thing. Later that night, I came back and I spoke to my mom, and we reconciled. I realized that some decisions of theirs may seem harsh initially, but it's always for our greater good. As youngsters, we wish to live in an idealistic society, but I think that dream is yet to be achieved.
Yeah, so true, so true. We all want to believe in a society where everything around us is safe and secure, but I do believe that the reality is very different and we're yet to reach there. How do you approach saying no to your daughters and how do you explain or justify it?
I think on a day-to-day basis, there are many instances where I may have to say no to their demands. It's not just in my case. I think most of the parents face this. But as a parent, I have certain beliefs which I am very firm on, and these are not negotiable. So, what I mean by non-negotiable is children, what they do when they ask something or when they demand something, when the parent says no, they try to keep on asking repeatedly. So, at some point the parent gives in and they say yes, and so they achieve what they want. But certain things which which I am firm and I believe that that should not be done, I tell them why it should not be done and I make them understand. Suppose they are not in a good mood to understand that, I just leave it at that, and again when they are in a receptive mood, when they are in a mood where they can understand, I try to explain to them. And this is not just with Siri, even my elder daughter, I have faced these instances. But there are instances where I have also agreed to whatever they have told, because they also justify why they want certain thing and why they are asking for certain things. And those things I have also been flexible enough to understand, and I have said yes to those things which are not harmful and which are okay to proceed. So, this is how we approach and settle things amicably so that there is no misunderstanding. And
That's a nice and straightforward way of, solving disagreements. It seems like a sensible thing to do also.
right.
How do you maintain your own identity while still taking your parents' experiences and advices into consideration?
So I've been brought up in a family where I've been allowed to choose my own identity, Before I make any major decision, I have an open communication with my parents. I speak to them every day for about a minimum of half an hour. So I think their experience and advice and my little exposure that I got because of my parents has helped me develop an identity. One such incident is we love traveling. We go on many family trips. We love traveling together as a family. Recently, we visited Kenya, and where we visited one of the oldest tribes, and I was really inspired by their minimalistic and simple approach to life, and how they respect nature, and they respect each other and the family elders so much, which I think we should all really look up to. Such exposures, along with my parents' advice and experiences, have helped me develop a sense of identity. However, the advice should not create a sense of over dependency. I've had a similar conversation with my sister and elder sister, and she's also on the same page. My identity is extremely important to me, and she believes the same thing.
It's really nice to hear that you do get to choose to be your own person. It's nice to hear that you let your daughter choose her own identity. You really must be a cool mom.
I have a different perspective here. Allowing our children to choose their identity is not being cool, but I consider it as my duty. However, I have heard that my daughter's friends do call me a cool mom. That could be due to various reasons. So one of the reason probably being that I give them space, and as per one of very famous or a popular Sanskrit shloka, which says at the age when your child is 16 years age, you have to be their friend first. I try to follow that, though I have a different role play in my workplace and other scenarios. When I come home, I try to be their friend, especially to teenage daughters, and then a mother. So probably this approach of mine they may consider this as a being cool, and I'll take it as a compliment.
No doubt she's a cool mom. She considers you as a friend. So how do you spend time together as friends?
I have a very hectic academic schedule, and I have invariably missed some experiences as a teenager. However, I make sure to provide time to my friends and family. As a family, we love celebrating Hindu traditions and festivals very grandly. I love shopping and participating in all the preparations of these festivals. We also love watching movies and shows together. We used to bake new recipes almost every weekend during lockdown. And we go on walks with my dog Leo. We go to Cubbon Park almost every alternate Sunday mornings, and we have a very memorable time over there.
It's nice that you spend so much time together. It really must strengthen your bond whenever you're hanging out. Are there any specific qualities or values that you've learned from your parents?
No doubt that being a doctor is a very tough job and a very tough career. You have to study a lot and work very hard for years continuously. However, my mother showed me how wholesome the job is, and she never discouraged me no matter how hard it got. One really important thing I learned from my mother is the importance of being kind. She taught me how to be kind to others, because you never know what the other person is going through, and I think that is something I will try to implement through the rest of my life. My father is very organized and disciplined, so I learned how to manage my time from him. My parents were always there for me, even though they have very busy lives, and they never compared me to others, which I think has really helped with my self-esteem. I wish my sister was there here today, so both of us could talk about all the various qualities that we have imbibed from our parents, how our experiences are similar yet so different.
So before we wind up, I have two questions. One is what is your elder daughter doing, and the other one is what insights do you have to share for those teenagers and parents who are trying to understand each other?
My elder daughter Nidhi has just graduated. She finished her MBBS a few months back. So she is doing her internship in a hospital, and she's busy. I really miss her and wish she was here amongst us. And coming to your second question, parenting is a skill like any other skill. Parenting needs lot of contemplation, and a parent has to constantly work as to how they can become better parents, and it is very very important to communicate and also harness the strengths of the child. And at the same time, if there are any things that they would like to correct their children, it has to be done in a very subtle way, because it's each child is different, and so you can't use the same advice or same technique to communicate to your child. So it's very very important to use subtle methods to bring them to the, or tell them what is right and what is wrong. That is very very important. And the second thing is, I feel it is very important as parents to give them a joyful and safe environment. And we have chosen to become parents, so we should enjoy our parenthood. And however busy we are, it is very important to spend time with them. And every day when we communicate with them, it should not be that we keep telling them that I have done this to you, I have sacrificed so much, and it's not that we are doing them a favor. It should not sound like we are doing them a favor. It's our duty. And so if that's the only way of communicating, then the communication comes to a standstill. So another thing is, I think as I already told, that at a certain stage we have to start treating them as a friend, and also develop interest that the children have. And if we take 2 steps towards them, I'm sure definitely at some point they'll take 10 steps towards parents. So that is very very important. And these are the few insights that I feel is very important for any parent to know.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. What do you feel? Do you have anything to share?
Yeah, I'm glad that I've been taken care of. I think I want to continue being a meritorious student and a good human being who will serve the nation and the world at large one day.
Lovely. Thank you both for spending your
Thank
time
you.
here and sharing whatever your experience has been. It's been truly insightful.
Thank you so much, and we loved this session.